I'm hoping they do get to keep on having some good performances in the Northern Hemisphere, because at the moment, I would say the way that they're playing, that running rugby style, like in this match as well, 5 offloads from the Wallabies, which is actually a low number for them from their last few matches, but they were still able to find those gaps in the Argentine defence. And tell you what, Andrew Callaway, I'm very happy.
He is ridiculously good, man. It's actually it's disgusting how good this guy is. Like 3 tries, he is phenomenal.
Yes, he is indeed. And that's the thing. I was saying it throughout Super Rugby, and I was saying, player on the wing for the Rebels, Andrew Callaway, keep an eye out for him. And it was one of those ones, everyone was going, but the Rebels are bad, so surely he's not that great. But now he's come on the international circuit and has been able to score just multiple tries, leading try scorer in the competition. And his support run is something that is extremely underrated from that man. He's always there. And he also very solid in defence with the low tackles on the sideline as well. So I'm glad to see him playing some good rugby. And I feel like he's locking in at least one of those jerseys. He could be 14, he could be 11, but either way, you've almost got to have him out there at the moment.
There's no way you can't have him out there. No, he's honestly, he's our best current player. Obviously, in regards to form, he's our best current player because he's not exactly in a critical position. But in regards to form, you can't, like I said last week, he's been, and we both agreed on it, but he's been, for me, the winger that we've been looking at specifically throughout the entire tournament. Even when Cotabetty was playing, I still was taking Callaway. He was just playing phenomenal. But you go through this team list here, and I can't look at a single player who had a bad game. I can't look at a single player. I don't think maybe Nick White did a great deal, but I still have appreciated what he's been doing in the number 9. Samuel Kodavi was great as usual. Hodge was safe. I think there was a lot of safe plays here. There wasn't exactly a great deal of specialness about the attack coming from this game. It was a bit of a lackluster attack, but in the same sense, our pace is just incredible. And if we can keep this up right now, we did it against South Africa. We did it against Argentina. We played Japan, which is a good stepping stone again, because they play a bit of a pacey game. They're an elusive-ish game. You don't really know what you can get from the Japanese. They're a really difficult team to break down because you don't know if they're going to really utilize their wingers or they're going to go through the forwards, who their forwards aren't exactly great. Japan's forwards is where they really let down. They have some big boppers, but they're not really quality in that sense from my personal beliefs. I don't know if you disagree with this, but from what I get from Japan, they're just not, they don't have that same beefy, sizey monster bodies that say the Wallabies or the Springboks or the English, for example, Wales. I don't think they have those kind of style bodies in the forwards, which is what usually gets the win for those Northern Hemisphere teams. Obviously, Japan plays Southern Hemisphere rugby though, and that's exactly what they like to see, and that's why they've been doing well. But I still think that Australia should be able to get to a good stepping stone to 5 wins in a row, and then they take on, I think it might be England first up, which is just huge, and that's going to be the biggest telling point, because I don't think England's been great recently. Obviously, they struggled against the USA. That's not a good result there. That's not a good result. You won by 15 points? Cool story. So I think the Northern Hemisphere, I think we play 5 games in total, including Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Wales, Scotland. I don't think we played the Irish. I think we played England, Wales.
Wait, I have got Scotland. It right here. You played Japan, Scotland, England, and Wales. So you got the 4 matches.
So 4 matches. So if we get 3 or 4 wins there, I'll be very happy. Happy. The only one that I don't want to lose is England, but that's the only one that I think we could lose.
Yeah.
Because I think we'll beat Wales, and I think we'll beat Scotland, even though I think Scotland's are improving. But I don't think they're there yet, but I am a big backer in Scotland improving. But I think that as long as we win 3 or 4 there, I'll be very happy. If we win 4 from 4, mate, you don't even want to be on the podcast with me, because I'm just going to tell you about how Australia's already won the Rugby World Cup. But, I think, would you disagree with my statement there that they should at least win 3 out of 4? Or because you kind of sounded surprised there when I said 3 or 4?
I just thought that you were going to say 4 or 4, but then as soon as you said 3, I was like, okay,
I'm realistic,
against
man.
England is that big one, isn't it? 6:30 a.m. It's going to be taking place here in New Zealand, 14th of November.
Oh, nice. 4:30 a.m. is a goddamn morning for me here. Lovely. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a
beautiful time.
Right?
Yes, it is indeed. Yeah. The home of English rugby. So it's going to be a tough game for them. But Wales are another side. I'm kind of
here we go.
A little bit, not just for the Wallabies, not just for the Wallabies, for Fiji, also for the All Blacks. Wales are one of those sides we haven't seen a lot from them recently, which is why I feel like they'll go out guns blazing in these games, because why else would they decide to take on the Springboks, the All Blacks, the Wallabies, Fiji, if they didn't feel that they could really get some momentum going back?
By Argentina.
It had happened after. So that is all right.
I think that they wanted to go up against the big dogs because they obviously know that going up against the Northern Hemisphere, they get that every single year. So you may as well go up against the three big dogs there and including the likes of Fiji. So I would honestly say, yeah, Fiji are very underrated because people don't really watch a great deal of rugby outside of the big nations. But Fiji are definitely underrated.